From February to May of 1973, 591 men returned home from between 2.5 months and nearly 9 years in captivity as prisoners of war in North Vietnam. These men were battered, starved, tortured, and isolated for unthinkable stretches of time. And when they were set to return home, the mental health community feared the worst. They gathered their families together and told them that they should prepare to institutionalize their loved ones. The specific language used in that briefing was that their loved ones would return home infantile, infertile, and psychotic. The reality of their homecoming, however, was far different. Only 4% of these men were struggling with their mental health, and 80% of these prisoners of war were better off because of their experience, because of how they had connected with each other and how they had learned how to struggle well. These men are what we call the poster boys for post-traumatic growth. They are also the embodiment of what the PTG domain of new possibilities is all about. The majority of these men were fighter pilots, self-declared king of the skies, and in a moment, they were shot down, shot at, beaten, imprisoned, and tortured. They went from king of the skies to scum of the earth in a heartbeat. This was not their plan, and yet when they arrived at the prison, they would be informed by their leader, James Stockdale, that this would be the defining experience of their lives and something, when looking back, they would never trade. They did not get to choose what happened to them, but they did get to decide what happened next. They could decide how to maximize every ounce of value from their struggle and to meet their destiny. Their story of a life not going to plan is literally all of our stories. None of our lives go as we plan them. Our plans are often disrupted by struggle, hardship, and loss. The question for each of us is, what happens next? How do we find purpose in our pain? How do we find triumph in our tragedy? We do so by walking the path of post-traumatic growth. And in the process, we find new opportunities, develop new interests, create new meaningful connections, and change the things that need to be changed. That is what New Possibilities is all about.